In this movie, I'll show you how to load a preset color group that ships along with Illustrator, and then you can either employ it as a custom harmony rule, or you can just apply the swatches directly. And this couldn't be easier, by the way. I just want you to know it's an option. And so I'll go ahead and return to the swatches panel, and then notice these little books down here in the bottom left corner. Those represent the preset swatch libraries. And so notice if you click on the books, you're going to open up an extensive list of predefined color groups. And so, just for the sake of convenience here, I'm going to select Art History followed by Baroque, and that's going to open up an independent free-floating panel. And then you just want to grab one of these guys, all of which are Baroque followed by a number, and you can either drag it and drop it into the swatches panel, or even more simply, you can just go ahead and click on one of the folder icons in order to add it just like that. But you do have to bring the color group into the swatches panel in order to employ it inside the illustration. All right, having done that, I'll just go ahead and close this free floating panel. And then I'll switch back over to the color guide panel. And notice, by the way, we officially have the wrong swatch selected as a base color. And so to fix that, I'll go ahead and click on one of the dark blue shapes. And then I'll click on this very first color swatch in order to turn it into the base color like so. All right, now I'm going to go up to the flyout menu icon and switch it back to Show Tints Shades. And I want to fill the dark blue shapes with a shade of dark red instead. And then, of course, I could click on this background rectangle on the right-hand side, and I could lift some other color. But about this far into things, it struck me that this one's not going to work that well for a harmony rule. And so I just went ahead and returned to the swatches panel, and I select the shade of green instead. And notice that even though these colors are defined using CMYK values, because I'm working inside of an RGB document, they convert to RGB on the fly. And so I'll just go ahead and apply this green fill, and then I'll click on this left-hand shape, and I'll change it to this darkish brown. And then I'll go ahead and click on the light shapes, and I'll set them to this dull yellow in order to produce this final effect. And so having done that, I'll just go ahead and press Control-Shift-A or Command-Shift-A on the Mac in order to deselect the artwork. And that, very simply, is how you load a predefined color library, which together contain hundreds upon hundreds of predefined color groups here inside Illustrator.